Hey, welcome back. We're here for another Rate My Base episode with King J-Dub. So the next opponent we're going to attack here is King Ertu. And he actually is probably online because he has 325,000 in gold. Typically, whenever you see a large amount of gold, the person is either online or they just logged off. So we're going to try and attack him shortly here, and then I'll go into talking through the defenses afterwards. Nothing stands out great. Good placement here for a Fireball Tower. I would like to see a couple more barriers up here to help protect that Fireball Tower, because you can use your hero to go boom and then to boom and then come all the way back. There's nothing kind of standing in its way to, like, getting to the Fireball Tower once it gets through that one barrier. So a barrier here, maybe another barrier up here would help definitely. The problem with having two barriers up here, though, is that you'd be able to attack it two things. Maybe a barrier right here, and then like another one right there. But yes, just some more stuff over here, or you could even move just one tower up there. So we're going to go in with this setup right here. Try and attack it. Probably will be online. Ooh, he's not. Like I said, I'll talk through more of the stuff towards the end of the battle. Since he has this barrier up front, we're bringing out two cannons to start off the fight to help clear out that. I probably should have bring out a third cannon because he does have a gargoyle tower right here. But I bring out a couple knights so I could take care of these paladins. I'm coming up to attack the troops. I've summoned a few more knights, not that many. Bringing out a couple more cannons at this point, because he does have a lot of gargoyle towers and like splash damage things. And the cannons are extremely effective as long as you can protect them and make sure that they stay alive. You see, he has way too many gargoyle towers in his setup here. It allows me to bring out a lot of cannons and not really worry about my hero dying, because he's not taking as much damage as he should be. The gargoyle towers, you can stay away and not take damage until you get really close. There's a good placement of the Firebolt Tower on the top left right there. Unfortunately for him, my cannon should probably be able to take care of that. As you see, my hero is full life. My cannons did take care of that Fireball Tower. So now it's all just smooth sailing and then just hopefully having enough DPS to get to the gate and through it. And as long as there's no Pyromancer that splashes all my little knights, I should be fine. Because I do have a fairly big army of knights you can see coming up through the gauge on the top there. So I need to save my sword rain right here for as soon as they spawn. And as soon as they spawn, you tap it to make sure that the Pyromancer dies. And so that way you kill the Pyromancer before he does fire damage on you. So that was a nice raid for us. We stole 330,000 or so. It's going to go up higher with the gold boost I have. So 367,000. And the game's going to reward me with a special package. I'm not going to buy any more special packages on my alt accounts, because it gets costly. It gets very, very pricey. So that's a good one. I like the treasure chamber +1 and then the filling the gold, because obviously you need more gold, and so that will actually give you 6 million in gold. So we're going to go in and take a look at his map again here. For the trophy range he's in and the level that he roughly is at 1900, his base is really solid. The only things, like I said, that stood out was I would put more barrier protections up here, so this guy is more protected, and that I have to bring out cannons. And then it's funny, the little mini map doesn't show he has a lot of gargoyle towers. From what I guess Pete has said, is this shows what you've spent the most money on upgrades. And so typically whatever you have out on the field would cost the most money. But he does has his arrow towers upgraded a lot and his bomb towers upgraded a lot. So I would probably remove the spikes and put 2 more barricades, one there and then one up here. I would swap out the gargoyle towers. It's too many and allowed me to bring up my cannons in the beginning and not really have to worry about anything. You need to have more damage focused on the hero. He has the fireball tower in this position, which is pretty good because only cannons can affect that. So that's a good spot for the fireball tower, and that's a good spot for the fireball tower. It just his things weren't strong enough to really withstand the firestorm and the hammer strike. Things just need to be leveled up more, and then his waves do need to be leveled up more as well, because the troops really didn't do that much damage to us. If you're having trouble with like getting 100%ed a lot by players, you probably want to swap out at this stage of the game a lot more of the ranged troops and go more paladins, because everyone is kind of forced to use sword rain at this point of the game. And so a good strategy is like 4 paladins and 1 pyromancer in every wave, and that's a pretty good like meat shield blocking. You definitely got to make sure that your paladins are leveled up though. Level those up as soon as possible and use those mainly as the focus of your defense. So that's what I would change on this base, because it did seem easy to get through. So I don't know if it's just the levels are low on most of the towers or the levels are low on the paladins. But things just didn't work out well there. And this isn't a very strong account either. So me being able to walk through the base like that, maybe due to the fact that cannons, are extremely good against the gargoyle towers, and the cannons were able to pretty much take out this whole section over here. One sword rain took out a lot of his units in the beginning there, and then he had like 1 or 2 paladin that we had to take care of. So that really didn't work out well. I think it's just too many little troops that the sword rain just took out in one hit. And then the same thing with the next wave. It was a lot of little troops. Whereas if there's more paladins, the paladins will start pounding away on the hero. And the same thing if you change out the gargoyle towers for something that does more damage, arrow or bomb tower to the hero. Typically I would put arrow, because the bomb tower the hero can kick back and it will hurt itself. But the arrow towers will shoot the hero. The only downside with those are that the firestorm will kill them in 1 cast. So it's a really sticky blend there. But I would probably put arrow towers instead of the gargoyle towers. I would possibly have 1 gargoyle tower over here and change this one out to like an arrow tower, or even for this situation, I may go a water tower, as surprising as it may sound. Getting a slow effects, I would probably move this barricade right here, because anytime I see a barricade right in the beginning, that automatically triggers me to come out with cannons. And then so if I'm able to keep the cannons alive throughout the fight, that's horrible for anyone that I'm fighting, because the cannons do a lot of damage. 2 cannons can pretty much take down any tower if they both shoot at the same one. So yeah, I would remove this barricade right here, possibly bring that up here as one of the ones, and then take out that spike. And then I actually would probably keep that spike there, and then put a water tower there, water tower spikes there, so then all your initial troops come up, and if I bring out knights, they're going to step on the spikes. And then my hero will get slowed, so I won't be able to burn as much going over here if these are all wooden. This one is a firebolt I can't touch, and then so 2 of these at least were arrows. So if you this one should be an arrow possible. I don't know if that was the arrow one or not, but arrow, bomb tower, and then arrow would be like the proper setup, or even arrow, and then bomb tower possibly, because people will probably attack this firestorm and then they won't be able to go forward. So that's, yeah, probably 2 arrows there, and then the bomb there, and then the water tower there to slow down the hero in the beginning, and then change up the wave troops a lot. Like I said, I would go with a lot of paladins, and then a pyromancer. And that would be my suggestions here. This base, I would give it, as is right now, a 6 out of 10 because it didn't hold up very well. And like I said, this isn't a very strong account here. We're attacking with King J-Dub. He's 57. You can see the stats here. Nothing really spectacular. We do have some resistance to fire that may have helped during that battle. But yeah, so nothing amazing. The spells aren't that strong. But yeah, just focus on those changes and that will help it out a lot.